Okay, I just want to give a talk about this channel. Okay, I've done videos in the past, and I said that how this channel started and why I started it and all that. But with the changes going on now, it's relatively new. My other one is 5 years old as of August, but it's relatively new, and I hardly ever use it. But that isn't why I started it. I started it to change. With these all these different kinds of what are they, policy changes in the policy and new rules and all that. I had gone back and looked at several of those videos from my original channel, and I'm like, okay, if that channel, if I ever wanted just to use it, I would have so many videos to go through and think about, what's the audience, even though, there's some say this about mixed audience and all that kind of stuff. It just gets too confusing. Really, this channel, all of my channels are for adults only. Even if I talk about my puppies, I'm talking, those of us who are adults, we have fur babies along this line. But I started weighing it and going back and forth like I had before, but this is different now because of those changes. Then I weighed it and I said, yeah, I think I want to use this channel. Okay, because I like the new features that the newer ones have that the older ones didn't. I don't know if there's going to be any difference since we're all having to go to the studio now instead of the classic. I don't know if that would be a difference there, but still, the old ones, I had too many problems with them. And some of it is like the percentages. Like you wanted to see what was just the percentage of somebody watched that video and the analytics and all. The old ones didn't have that. Yeah, the newer ones do. So, okay, when I started this one, I don't know if that video is still up, but I said that one of the things I wanted to stop myself from doing is just doing one a day. I worried so much about audience, what they thought, that's not me. There might be none any days, but sometimes there might be one, two, three, whatever that I have, because otherwise what happens is like if I go out and I do something, that's usually when I make videos, when I'm taking care of business and stuff, and on my drive, I make drive vlogs, okay, and sometimes I can do several a day, on the drive depending on how long it takes me. Then I'd wind up with a whole bunch of videos that are just sitting there. Like if you go look at my videos that are out right now, some of them say November. There was even some, I think it was a different channel that was October. And I have some that are older on my original one. And that was a problem for me. I wanted to put them up whenever I felt like it, whenever I was in the mood for it, whenever I could. And, just the audience would know that. Any subscribers would know that some days there's a lot, some days there's hardly any. So, but I never stuck to it. I did it, I think, a few times, but really never stuck to it. And it's all on me, like people say, if an audience wants to watch you, they will, or they'll watch you whenever they can, something like that. But I never would let that stick in my mind. Okay, and I want to start doing that. Just whenever I feel like it, if there's, like I said, many one day and none the next, or I just continue with either one of them, well, not none, but you see what I'm saying. Okay, and another thing that I learned from my first channel, I've said this for years, is when I first started my first channel, the only thing I knew that I could do, that I thought I could do, I thought YouTube was mainly about music and how-tos and stuff like that. Well, I just thought that the main thing was doing shopping videos. I saw so many people doing those, so I did those. Well, every once in a while I'd add in something else, but it just felt like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Not really that you shouldn't, it's just not common. And I typecast myself, and I learned, don't do that, because people expect it. They will unsubscribe if you don't stick to one thing, and no, I want a variety channel, whatever I feel like at the moment, and that's it. Okay, now the backgrounds won't match up, but hey, expect that. But anyway, just had an interruption. Had to take one of the dogs for a walk outside front, and it's cold out there. Yeah, we had a sudden change yesterday. Our high was 72, and today I think it's going to be in the 40s, maybe the high, or 50, something like that. But anyway, and so where was I? Well, next on my notes is I wrote about sharing on other social media. Now, I started doing that after I started my first channel. I was always wondering, why do some of these people, that started around the same time as their view counts shot up, for each video. And it was kind of like a discussion back then, and so was that whole problem with our channels. We'd lose views and stuff, and sometimes it would say no views, but we'd have several comments and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people from back then, they no longer make videos. Maybe it was just too much at some point. Like I said, I started a different one because it still has problems every blue moon. But at some point back then, with that original channel, I learned that that they had Facebook groups or other social media. People were using those. Nobody told me. I just kind of figured it out myself. And I was like, why didn't anybody tell me that? Well, there could be good reasons. I'm not sure. I don't have any actual data on it, but I know what it was for me. And like I said, I started using these Facebook groups, joining Facebook groups and sharing my videos and other comments and, stuff like that. And I got pretty, I did a lot of it over the years, started doing more and more. And then I got burned out one year because there were so many Facebook problems and issues and stuff, and things wouldn't work like they used to, and it was just so frustrating. And like if you did more than one or two, sometimes videos, they'd close your account for a week or something like that. I lost one account because I truly think it was somebody on YouTube that did something about one of about my my Facebook what is it called my name. So I had to open up another one. Okay, had to get rid of that one. I think that one was for that channel, and that person, somebody reported it because she was one that was a copycat, big time copycat. So that channel, that one for that channel, that whatever it is, log in on Facebook, she reported it, and it was for that channel. Okay, I had to stop again because the puppy decided that the cord of my microphone, as usual, is his play toy. Now it's off in a room. Hopefully, it's going to go take a nap. It's with Marmaduke. Hopefully, they both take a nap. But anyway, about that sharing, that was as clear as mud, I know. And that's because I really don't remember how it went. I think I got that what do you call them? Login for that channel, that YouTube channel. And this woman, she reported it because I was on one of her groups, and I was saying things, and she was the one who felt like she was the one who knew it all. Okay, so it was going to look like every time she copycat me, it would show up. So she reported. I don't know what she reported. I really don't. And it was so maddening to try to get it to get it back. It was unbelievable. And I'm not a fan of doing things, with my name on them, and other people can see your name and stuff like that. So to me, it wound up that Facebook, putting them on Facebook, was just so much trouble. Okay, it just did. And plus, there was more to that also, what I didn't like. Okay, and this part, it happened consistently over years, that anything that I put it's called external on the analytics, like on Facebook, and you can narrow it down. What would happen is that each one of them would be very consistent. Okay, like I said, the backgrounds aren't going to match up, but one of the things that was so consistent over years was when I would look at the analytics, the videos that I shared, say all across the board, anytime the external for Facebook, if it was like a shopping video or something, the average was always like a minute to a little bit more than a minute, like between a minute and a half. And consistently over years, I could do for all time, and it was around that much. Now, something that was more of me talking, or maybe, an issue about something, and it could be a video that was 15 minutes or so, it would always wind up being around 2 minutes, 2 to maximum 3. The average, I'm talking about all collected, hundreds or thousands even of views, but thousands actually. And I'm like, I don't see anything as being that consistent at all. And anything else, never was anything else that consistent. So I started to wonder, is it something that Facebook does that they only send the data in at something like that? Or was it just very coincidental? I mean, that would have to be very coincidental. And y'all could do it for 30 days, 90 days, all time, 365 days, whatever it was. And it was consistent that way. And it was very like I said, shopping videos this way. More serious topics that way. And there was one in between too, on all the different channels. So it wasn't just one channel. So it just is so time consuming. And it's also if somebody shares yours on, that was the main one. I had other ones, but I don't use other social media very often, so yeah. But I've seen that that's what people do. They share these things on other social media. You could look, if one of them went to another video, I would see there's what they shared it on, or that they shared it on Facebook, and yeah, it seemed like everybody did, and whatever video came up. But that would, to me, bring down your audience retention, and it really, it was sure you were getting views, but at such a low percentage, like even 18% or something like that. So I don't know, but it was time consuming too. It was like a job, and I did not want to make this a job. So anyway, like I was saying, the games people play, like the woman, whatever she did, it was so strange because it happened at a time that, yeah, I thought I could pretty much figure out it was her. And she's a big YouTuber now. She wasn't then when it all first started. When it first started, yeah, and then she decided that, yeah, it was going to be too obvious that she was doing that copycat with me. And I've done video after video, and she wasn't the only one. I tend to have at least one every year. I am serious. At least one person who will copycat me every year. They just steal your ideas as though any idea out there is that it's theirs to steal. Yeah. Pretty much can. There's copyrights and stuff like that. But, yeah, that just really gets to me, as you all know. So, anyway, I wanted to change it with this one. I wanted to, stop doing the same kind of pattern as I had. And plus, like I said, all these rules and everything, plus people playing these games. I don't know, I had never really figured out any way besides just outing them for what they did. And you can show, to get them, you can show when you uploaded your video, and then they would have to prove it. If they wanted to say, oh, you're lying, I'm not doing this or that, you can prove it. But if you're not as popular as they, and that's the ones I saw that tended to do it, were the more popular people on any social media, any place, any off the social media. It was usually the more popular people who would do something like that. The games people play, let me tell you. Usually that thought is on something else, but it was on this too. So, for me. Okay, to move on from that. When I first started this channel, the video, if it's still up or if I delete it, I don't know. But I mentioned this about I don't want any expectations from people. Seriously, I have channels that I communicate with people, watch their videos, they watch mine. People I like to watch. I'm not the greatest at leaving comments because I like to watch the videos on TV. Okay, and I got to get off that TV and get on to the social media and to leave a comment. So I don't generally do it. But see, those kind of things, you can get the feel after a while, over 5 years, okay, that people have this feeling. And I can understand it. You watch somebody's channel and they never watch yours, or they never comment, or you don't know that they watch it. Yeah, okay. But on this channel, I don't want any of that. Yeah, like I said, I have other channels I can do that on. This one, I probably won't be. I think that there's a few, maybe 2 people, 3 people, that I watch from this channel and that I would comment. But like I said, I like to watch on TV, so commenting has to go through that whole process, and that might actually mess with their audience retention too. Because I'm watching it on TV, but then I'm commenting on, my what is it? My cell phone. Yeah, that might mess with theirs. So no, I don't want any expectations like that. That I'm going, and I really don't like those people who hop in and say, I'll join yours if you join mine. That is against YouTube's rules. Okay, and I wouldn't do it anyway. I remember from the beginning, I would just click it. I wasn't even reading what it was, but that really thinking about what it said. But I thought back then it said something like block, or something, and I don't know, a report as spam or something, because you could tell they were spam. And yeah, that they were just going, they had nothing to do with what my channel was about at all. And it was like music whenever my channel was about shopping. And music with somebody who does shopping videos is not a good thing anyway. Yeah. Oh, no. So like I said, I don't want any expectations. I don't want anybody just to join me thinking that, I'm going to get more, more people to watch. And I don't want people, to watch theirs. I don't want people to think that I'm only going to do shopping, or I'm only going to do this. No, these expectations. Some people have nerve to tell you what they expect out of you. I'm not making money off of this, and you're not my boss. But they will have some people, not everybody, of course, and it's very few. But they'll tell you what they expect you to do, with your channel and how you should do it and what way. And like when I was doing shopping videos, I remember someone tell me that, sure, there you go, you don't show all the prices. Well, first of all, you're not my boss. I don't let you tell me what to do. Block, delete. Let you tell me what to do. And get your butt out there and go shop for yourself. Seriously. Somebody telling me that I didn't slow down enough to show all the prices. Well, forget all that. I mean, put all that in there. But still, the same thing. Is prices aren't going to be the same where everybody lives anyway. But this person was just one of those, wants to say something negative and is going to say it. So block, delete. And that's what I do. I block, delete. And my comments are on that one that I have to go in and approve them. And if I don't go and look at them, I'm not going to approve them. And I don't tend to answer all of them. And if I see one like that that says troll, block, delete right away. Okay, this video is much longer than I thought it would be. But I wanted to get all that stuff out. But there's more, of course. I might change my mind. It just depends. But yeah, and I also, I do in a way want to find other people who do different things, because I've gotten some of the people I like, but some of the same people show up that I don't like. When it's recommended. So I want to search for some people that are different than what always tends to show up, but still keep the old friends. Make new friends, but keep the old kind of thing. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up. Talk to y'all in another video.